In a small town, lost among the hills, there was an old manor house, about which there were terrible rumors. The locals avoided this place, claiming that it was cursed. It was said that the manor was haunted by the spirit of an unhappy girl who once lived there and went missing. Many people tried to solve her mystery, but no one came back with answers. One day, a young researcher named Alex came to the town. He was fascinated by the mysteries and legends and could not resist the temptation to unravel the mystery of the manor. In the evening, when the sun began to set below the horizon, he went to the abandoned house. He had everything he needed: a flashlight, a notebook, and a camera. The manor looked gloomy and abandoned. The windows were boarded up and the doors were covered with a layer of dust. Alex felt a little nervous, but his desire to find out the truth was stronger than his fear. He pushed the door open, and it opened with a bang, as if inviting him in. It was dark and damp inside. The floors creaked underfoot, and the walls were covered with cobwebs. Alex turned on the flashlight and began to explore the rooms. In one of them, he came across an antique mirror that caught his attention. It was covered with dust, but the reflection in it seemed unusual. He saw not only himself, but also a girl in a white dress standing behind him. Alex turned around, but there was no one there. My heart started beating faster. He looked in the mirror again and saw her again. She was looking at him with sadness in her eyes. Alex moved closer to the mirror and felt a cold wind. The girl held out her hand to him, as if inviting him to follow her. Unable to resist her call, Alex touched the mirror. At that moment, it glowed with a bright light, and he found himself in another reality. He was standing in the same room of the manor, but it was full of life. The furniture was new, and the windows were open to sunlight. A girl in a white dress stood in front of him. "My name is Emilia," she said in a low voice. "I lived here many years ago. I was happy until the tragedy happened." Alex felt a surge of curiosity. Emilia told him her story. She was the daughter of a wealthy landowner and fell in love with a simple young man named Thomas. Their love was forbidden, and one day her father found out about it. In anger, he kicked Thomas out of town and forbade Emilia to see him. One night, Emilia ran away from home to meet her lover, but during their meeting, there was a terrible storm. She did not manage to return home and went missing. Since then, her soul could not leave the manor. "I can't find peace until I know Thomas's fate," Emily said with sadness in her voice. Alex felt that his mission was clear. He had to help Emilia find out the truth about her love. He promised her this and returned to his time through the mirror. The next morning, Alex went to the library in the town to find information about Thomas. He spent the whole day poring over old newspapers and records. Finally, he found a mention of a young man named Thomas, who had left the city after Emilia's death. He was wanted for robberies against rich people. Alex realized that Thomas was the victim of rumors and betrayal. He was wrongly accused, and his name was tarnished. Alex decided to find his tracks and find out the truth. He went to a nearby town, where Thomas was rumored to be. After a long search, he managed to find an old man who knew about the young man's fate. The old man said that Thomas was indeed forced to leave his native land, but returned years later. He spent the rest of his life alone by the sea, never forgetting Emilia. Alex realized that he needed to bring this story back to the manor. He gathered all the materials and returned to the mirror. When he went inside, Emilia was waiting for him. "I found out the truth about Thomas," Alex exclaimed. He told her everything, about how her love was misinterpreted and how Thomas lived in the bitterness of separation. Emilia listened with bated breath. "He always loved me," she whispered, tears of joy glistening in her eyes. At that moment, the mirror shone with a bright light again. Emilia came up to him and held out her hand. "Thank you for helping me find out the truth. Now I can leave in peace." Alex felt a lightness in his heart. He had fulfilled his mission. Emilia smiled at him goodbye and disappeared into the light. When Alex returned to the real world, he realized that the manor no longer looked so gloomy. It was as if she had come to life. Light filtered through the windows, and the wind whispered of love and hope. Alex left the manor with a smile on his face, knowing that he had solved one of the most ancient mysteries of this place and helped 2 souls find peace. Now he could tell this story to everyone, a story of love, loss, and redemption that would live on in people's hearts for a long time to come. You were on day 2 of your period. You know how bad that can be. Your roommate walked in on you trying to get a snack from the kitchen. Hey, do you want to go out? Maybe the cinema or something like skating, maybe? Oh, sorry, HN. I'm not really in the mood. Oh, you could hear how his voice changed and got quiet. You went to your room and lied down. You held a heating pad on your stomach while you looked for movies. You heard a knock in the door, so you said, "Come in on in." HN entered, "Can we talk?" Yay off key, you can sit on my bed. He closed the door and sat on the side of your bed, facing YN. Are you mad at me? If you are, I'm sorry. He looked kinda sad. No, OF, not why would you think that? IDK, you always go out with time. When I ask you 7, oh, it's just today I'm really not up for it because it's my time of the month. It wasn't really awkward to tell him because Ho always made you feel comfortable. Oh, yes, sorry, you'll just feel tired and I don't want to. You don't have to explain yourself. I'm the one that's sorry, YN. I shouldn't have assumed you were mad. It's fine, Riley. You smiled. Is there anything you need? He asked. No thanks, but if you want, we can watch something together. You suggested he agreed, and you both fied down together. Is that a heating pad? He asked. You nodded. I can hold it for you. You let him. He held you close and kept it on your stomach while caressing your hair.
Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes. Share your stories and impressions in the comments, and maybe your story will become a masterpiece in one of our upcoming videos. Let's dive into the world of slimes and stories together.